Welcome back, Internet, for another Nerdlocker horror movie discussion island table talk thing.
More best of.
Yes, this week we want to talk about our favorite supernatural films.
And this was kind of funky because when we first brought it up, we're like, well, ghosts, demons, how do we... Oh, we'll just throw it under supernatural. That's pretty awesome.
So that's where we're falling with this. Anything out of the, I guess, normal realm of, like, I guess... Okay, yeah, ghosts, demons, hell spawns. We titled it that even.
Yeah.
So you go first.
Well, we always start with sort of the best of.
Your
the
absolute
best
favorite.
supernatural film. And this is a tough one because supernatural really isn't my favorite. Like, Paranormal Activity has sort of taken over the realm of this lately.
The found footage films.
I can't stand that. I mean, okay, made a lot of money. It was cool, fine, whatever. But they keep going, and I'm so bored. I don't like them anymore. So, blah. A good shout out, I will say, is Insidious. I think that was kind of inventive.
Insidious is great.
Yeah, I thought it really took that to the next level. But I've got to go with, in my mind, one of the originals, old school, Exorcist.
That is a good movie.
I think the way they use religion in that, which everybody knows religion, you may not be religious, but you know it exists.
Yeah.
The way they use it and twist it and just bring evil to the forefront, man, that scared the crap out of me.
I will say, like, as far as honorable mentions go, I will definitely say Insidious. Yeah. That is one of the newer movies to genuinely scare the crap out of me.
And it really went against what's been going on lately with film, where action. It's like
no, they
slow burn.
Even Insidious 1 and 2, like, they're both great. And I remember the first one, it's early on in the movie, when she hears something on the baby monitor and she goes into the room and the dude is just standing behind. I lost my shit watching that.
Yeah.
God. I will say that, like, the Paranormal Activity, I'm not a fan of the found footage films, but I'm enjoying the developing story behind the Paranormal Activity films.
Why I did enjoy the first two.
The cult
where they explain
and all this kind of stuff where they're going into that. I really wish they would do more of that. Maybe not a found. I feel at this point they have to be found footage, but I will say I enjoy that aspect of it. I just don't get freaked out by moving doors and shit like that.
Yeah, and they've done it.
Yeah.
A lot now.
My favorite, I guess, supernatural horror film, and it is relative. I feel like whenever you pick newer movies, a lot of people give me shit over that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why. I mean, I happen to be a fan of it. Drag Me to Hell. That was a lot of fun for me. It was Sam Raimi with a budget. I wish he would do more horror movies. I mean, I know he's got a plate full and he's doing a lot of stuff, but I would love for him to go back to just horror for a good couple of years and spit out some stuff.
That's certainly where he cut his teeth. I mean, he's amazing.
But I mean, he really had some good things in this movie that brought you back to that feel of Evil Dead, like the kind of goofiness, but still, the ending is just absolutely horrifying to me. Like, I love the ending. It's great. So yeah.
I would say, next up, Best Death.
Best death in a supernatural film. I'll say honorable mention for sure was the Ring, because when I saw that movie, and I'm talking about when she turns the chair around and the face is just all, like, I remember, like, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but when I saw it, I was really young, and that scared the crap out of me.
That's what I'm not a fan of remakes. I'm sorry. I'm also not a fan of foreign films. I don't like to read my movies. But I will say The Ring, the end, when she comes out of the TV for the first time and we see it, she's creeping towards the photographer dude.
Oh, it was horrifying.
Oh, man, that got me. And somebody had described it to me because they'd seen the Japanese version.
Yeah.
And they told me, and I'm like, whatever, dude. And I watched it and like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's horrifying.
No way. No, thank you.
You know, going back to Superman, I'm thinking, like, the one that scares the shit out of me the most is The Shining. That's supernatural. That's ghosts.
Yeah,
I would
he's
say
possessed.
that. So I would definitely say that death, I mean, it's not a supernatural death, but him freezing to death is just so, like...
Well, that's one of the saddest scenes when Scatman Crothers comes back.
God!
And he's like, oh, you just grown to love this dude, and right, he's dead, and you're like, really?
That's a great...
Scatman?
That's a great movie, too.
That was so sad. Yeah, that was. It's hard to say underrated, but it sort of flies under the radar a lot. Like, we didn't even think about it when we were talking about this.
No, I didn't, but that movie is, to this day, I can't watch by myself.
Yeah.
because it scared the crap out of me as a child. Like, I just can't. If I'm watching that movie by myself, I'm not going to be okay. Favorite death?
Favorite death in a supernatural? Yeah, that's tough because, again, supernatural really doesn't jump to my mind. I really have to go with my number one is The Ring, because that's still, you know, you close your eyes and you think about it, you're like, wow, that is creepy as all get out. Now, some of my favorite deaths, and not a lot of people think of these movies, Final Destination.
See, I never got on board with that.
Deaths. I love the first one. I think it's so inventive how they bring on, I forgot the guy's name. He played Candyman as well.
Oh, God, he was in Hatchet.
Yeah.
I'm never going to remember that name right now, and I hate it.
They
very sorry.
They basically bring him on, and it's like, hey,
credibility here.
You were supposed to die, so I'm going to kill you anyway. And they're just silly ways to die, but they're pretty funny. I think that's inventive.
I'm looking up his name because that's going to bother the crap out of me.
Tony Todd. Sorry it took so long.
As I get my phone out.
Wishmaster, he's just basically in everything.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Which, you know what? That's what I'll say. I'll say Candyman, because he's the ghost there. Candyman had some really awesome deaths.
You know, the first Candyman, like the first one, I watched it later on, like when the movie was a little bit old, but it still did a great job of scaring me.
Even the sequel, when they're back in New Orleans, that's really good stuff.
You know the whole thing with the bees in his mouth? Yeah. I read something on that they actually like just had to not. That was all real. They put something in there so they couldn't crawl back.
Wow.
But that was all real because they didn't have the CGI technology back then, which that's horrifying to me. I would never do that in a million years. I don't care how much you offered me.
Yeah, there's a list that I will not do for actor. So.
Favorite hero in a supernatural film? I'm going to have to go with Insidious.
Yeah.
I love the father. And in the second movie, he really shines as a hero. And I thought those are great movies, and I love the way the second one endings too, because it feels like you can turn this into a really good franchise. I know they're doing the online series we talked about, but I feel like it's definitely something you can continue with. But Josh is great. He's a great hero.
I'm gonna have to go with Craig T. Nelson in Poltergeist. I honestly can't remember of a single grotesque death in the movie, but his family's getting messed with. He's trying to hold it together in real life as the businessman selling the real estate. And then all this stuff's going on. He
finds all the bodies in the...
Exactly, trying to hold his family together from all this. You know, he's a stand-up dad. He saved the day.
To this day, the tree and the clown in that movie are just the worst things ever. Like, screw you for creating that and putting that on film, because it was it's so horrifying.
To me, it's one of the best... They didn't call it this at the time because DVDs weren't even a thought, but Easter eggs, because Steven Spielberg produced it, and there's so many George Lucas, Star Wars, and early Spielberg movie references in there with toys and stuff. I love that. I love the kids in that movie with that stuff.
Yeah. Honorable mentions, people should check out. I will say, once again, new movie. Sorry that I keep doing this, but The Conjuring. Conjuring was very, very well done, and that was another one that I'm like, cool, that's horrifying. I'm not going to sleep well tonight.
It's not necessarily a shout out to. I don't understand, like The Grudge. It's like a haunted house, yet it follows her to an apartment. It's like I don't understand that.
Yeah, I never really.
Amityville Horror. I've always hated that series. I just think it's bad. I didn't see the Ryan Reynolds new one, but I've seen a lot of the sequels and the original Brolin one. The
Ryan Reynolds new one. There's a point in the movie where I'm like, why are you still hanging around this guy? Like, he's clearly something wrong with him. Like, I get it's like the family thing, but it'd be like, if that were my dad, I don't give a shit if he was possessed or not.
Yeah.
I would not be cool with my dad for a while after that because it's horrifying.
Yeah, this is borderline. I'm not sure it counts, but it's kind of Exorcist in that it's religion based, but I think it's more of a society thing. Children of the Corn still kind of gets me just
that
thinking
one. That was actually really good. When I remember, I got in. I've always been like a kind of a horror fan, but I really start getting into horror until about like high school and start watching a lot of stuff. And a lot of older movies that I watch, I love when an older movie can still scare the crap out of me. Like Twilight Zone will always be my favorite TV show of all time because they were filmed, the 60s.
That's a great series of movies too. The movie with the stories.
Yeah, I mean the stories themselves freak me the hell out.
Yeah.
So when you can do that with and I know that sounds like I said the whole newer thing. Like you can do that with lesser technology. Like kudos to you because it's just a great story. But yeah, Children of the Corn's phenomenal.
It's, I've talked about it a lot and we make fun of it, but I grew up in Ohio in a small farming town. So Children of the Corn is like real to me. People would like, hey, let's go play tag in the corn. It's like, no,
Why would you do that?
no. You don't realize how scary that is.
Let's not make stupid decisions, children.
No, we will not do that. I'm trying to think of some other supernatural films that you just kind of fly under the radar. Like we said, The Grudge. I like The Ring. I thought that was really well done, and I know it's a remake of a Japanese film, but it's really, really well done. I'm trying to think of some other ghost ones.
I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Comments below.
You know, honestly, the Poltergeist series. I know 2 and 3 are kind of pushed by the wayside, but I enjoyed 2 and 3. Tom Skerritt in 3 coming back.
They work.
It's all right.
They work.
Not bad.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, let us know.